Has done nothing but grow. He's Canadian and head of a band that used to be called the American Rogues, now known as the Devil's Brigade. They tour around the world and have played several times with our United States Air Force band. He asked for this particular version of the song to be played today for his funeral. And so in that I am honoring his wish and what Sakita would want, because Sakita loved Delson with his heart as a dear friend. The song is called The Warrior's Salute. I have a few words which will be followed by the song of Sky World by Bear Fox, after which Raynell will speak, and others may come up if they wish. Finally, at the end, there will be a song called The Party Blast. If you know the words, I hope you join in. We will be moving from here to Salito to have an early supper and avoid rush hour, and I hope you can join us there as well. This was the last place Sakita and I went together, and so he so enjoyed the food and the atmosphere. What do you say when the other half of your soul passes on? Do you talk about his wicked humor, which he definitely had one of those?
Later today?
Yeah, I know. Do you talk about the capacity of caring for others that created a community around him? I mean, look at the booth at Texas Renaissance Festival to see how his contagious smile and welcoming hand drew people in, where some became family and others lifelong friends. Do you talk about his pride in his service to this country? Not only did he serve in the Air Force, where he reached the rank of captain, but was also enlisted in the Navy during Vietnam. Do you talk about his creativity as an author writing for Bard Games in the world of Talislanta, his ink drawings of elves, spinning stories, creating his own gaming system, or painting of miniatures for his role-playing games? Do you talk about his love for family, the family he loved and was so proud of? Or do you talk about his heritage with the Menominee people, where he studied herbal medicine under his grandfather for so many years? I think Whitefeather, who's a Navajo medicine man, said it best. Being Native American isn't just blood. It is what is in the heart. The love for the land, the respect for it, those who inhabit it, and the respect and acknowledgement of the spirits and the elders. That is what it means to be Native American. Throughout his lifetime, Sakita lived by his faith in the Creator. At his passing, his healer pipe was present with the 6 feathers, representing trust, honor, strength, wisdom, power, and freedom, traits that he did his best to live by. During the final few years, Sakita was very ill. Our daughter, Amanda, where'd she go? I know she's here. Stepped up to help with all his medical needs, including trips to the hospital, doctor's visits, setting up his dialysis treatments, medications, and oh yes, telling him to put his big boy pants back on. He always felt so unworthy of her gracious gift, but also felt so blessed to be loved so completely. When Sakita could no longer go out and about, Tyler, there he is, stepped in and to bring board games and card games and more. And Sakita felt so much appreciation for the kindness and the love shared with him. Katie, there he is, there you go.
You got your kids together.
You never failed to put a smile on his face these last few years. He was so proud of the growth he's seen in you the last years and the self-worth that you discovered in yourself. I'm sure he will continue to smile as he watches over you from the Summerlands. Our granddaughter Hannah, you sweet, goodly goofball. You made sure he had one more year at the Renaissance Festival by coming up every week and giving up your family for that time, helping make products just so he could open one more time. You gave him confidence in your ability as you trained to get your certifications in herbal medicine. And though he wasn't one for change, he knew that you would take flight and make the business your own. Seeing the pictures and being able to share fireworks one more time this past season brought him peace. Christopher, where'd you go? There you are. You don't get to cry. Okay, you can cry later. I don't need to either. Okay. I don't know if I can even begin to say enough about how Sakita felt about you. You witnessed the many times where in restaurants or other places people would tell Sakita what a good son he had in you. And for Sakita's heart, that was the truth. You've been like a son to us these last 4 years. With all you've been through, you continue to demonstrate the characteristics found in many great healers and warriors. The trust, honor, strength, wisdom, power, and freedom that resides in each of those characters reside within you. When his stroke hit, you were there helping me try to save him while I disconnected him from dialysis when neither of us knew it was already too late. But your love, caring, and support never wavered. Is David here with Reaper Miniatures? Hi, David. You get stuck in this mess too. You will never know how honored Sakita felt when you offered a marrow transplant if he needed it. He knew you were a great man and one with so much love for the community you built that you never imagined that this amount of love would be shown to him. In that moment, you gave him a sense of belonging that he so much, very much wanted. And in the end, he kept wanting to come back to ReaperCon to paint club, but his health kept stealing that time away. He was determined to paint one more of those minis you gave him for ReaperCon this year. You gave him back the drive that he'd lost to paint by that simple gift of just a couple minis. For that gift, I am incredibly grateful. Raynell, sweet Raynell. From the smiles and giggles at fair, being his advocate at the hospitals when other family couldn't be there, to sharing stories, helping with our granddaughter, and so much more. You were so much like the sister he never had, and he loved you like one. The way you used laughter to breach those moments when he just wanted to be stubborn was a trait that made you just the right person to be there to help his heart heal during the initial part of this hard road. Robert and Stephen, there is no words at all for what you both have done these last 5 years for our family. Sakita loved you and your families dearly and was so grateful that you were in our lives. I also appreciate the love and support since his death because you've eased the burden and helped keep me moving forward. Thank you. Each of these people and more that are here today stood by Sakita during the last 5 years as his health deteriorated. I think that their love for him shows so much more of who he was than anything I can say. And for that, I thank you very much. This next song is called Sky World. It's a Native American song from his culture.
Let's put our minds together as one and remember the ones who to the sky world. Their life duties are complete, they are living peacefully in the sky world, in the sky world. Ayohoya, wehana yohoya, hey yo, hayo, hayo, hoya, hana yohoya, hey, hayo, hayo, hoya, hana yo, hayo, hoya, yo, hoya, hana yo, hoya, hey. Let's put our minds together as one and remember the ones who passed on to the sky world. Their life duties are complete, they are living peacefully in the sky world, in the sky world.
Raynell, I believe you had something you wanted to share with the group today?
I do.
Hi, y'all. Back in 2007, it was the first year, well, it was the only year that I purchased a pass to attend the Renaissance Festival full-time. And I went on dress rehearsal weekend with a friend, just to kind of get to know some of the people that I would be spending a lot of my time with, as I planned to be there every minute that the show was open. Because, well, I kind of had a crush on a certain Canadian member of a band.
We played a song for us today.
His wife knows all about it. She thinks it's hilarious. That day, I was introduced to dozens of folks who would flow into and out of my life over the coming years. One of them was, at first glance, simply the most adorable little round, white-haired gentleman working in the workshop. His eyes danced with mischief and joy, and he had an impish grin and greeted me with the warmest hug I think I'd ever gotten in my life, especially from somebody I had only just met. What I didn't know at that moment was that I had just met the smartest, wisest, and one of the truest souls that would ever cross my path. And I wouldn't learn until closer to Memorial Day that season that he was indeed a veteran. And it would still be several years before I discovered that he had served twice. And a couple of seasons after that, he offered me, when I was there on a visit, on a break, because, like I said, I only paid for a pass that 1 year. The next year I went to work for said Canadians band. He offered me a sample of some green salve because I scratched my hand on something, I don't know. He said, here, try this. I still swear by that stuff. And I keep telling other people, and more people, and more people. And I have more Estoril products than anybody except probably Estoril in my bathroom, and I keep passing them along. I give them as gifts. But that's when I learned that he was, in addition to being a veteran, that he was a medicine man, and that he was Menominee. And I was instantly fascinated as the history major that I was in college. And I have that degree that does absolutely zero good. But it proves I finished what I started. The time I spent with him anywhere was precious, especially the last few years when I was being his advocate at the hospital, or visiting him the times that they were at TRF. I wish that I had spent more time in the hospital writing down stories, because I'm the storyteller and the story keeper, and I wish I'd kept those stories better. And now I can't even begin to express the cicada-shaped hole that is in my world. It's bigger than I am. But I have to trust that, when I look into the skies, the way that he looked into the skies as a Menominee, as a sailor, as an Air Force captain, when I look to the skies, I'll see those sparkling eyes shining back at me, being the guiding stars that I'll need and that we'll all need as we move on while he walks with the ancestors. And I think that's the best we can all hope for.
Is there anyone else who would like to talk to me about
I met Cicada, I can't say exactly when it was, late 80s, early 90s. And he invited me to stay in his basement in a spare bed there while we were attending the Pikes Peak Balloon Festival. And that's how we met all those years ago. And circumstances of life took him and his family at the time away from Colorado and brought him to Dallas. The weather was worse than this. There was snow outside. And the job that he moved here for fell through. And then they had a disagreement with who they were staying with, and literally thrown out in the snow. And I had occasion to say, "Come live with us." And he stayed with us for a month. And I got him back on his feet, helped him move. And I've never had a closer friend. And I miss him a whole lot. Later on, he was the conduit for me to set up my engagement to my current wife with the management, TRF. Helped facilitate that, and I became one of the first people to propose to my bride in front of 6,000 people in the Coliseum. It worked out. Many a wonderful evening spent in that house on adventures. And she will be great with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude the services here at the shelter. At this time, I'm gonna call somebody to take their remains so they can be interred. You guys are dismissed. I've got it. My guys are gonna come. You guys can still play your song, but my guys are just gonna come take their.
That would actually be more.
Okay. Bravo 450.
For those of you that know the song, please.
Service completed, shelter Bravo,
This is
on the
shelter.
section 40, bridge at 909. Got a question for you, ma'am. Did you want this to go?
No, that goes back on.
I just wanna make sure, some people like to take personal belongings to the bridge, I just wanna make sure.
This video was awesome. I can't believe we got to do this.